Thanks for being with us here on TV 18. We are in our studio at Cooper Creek Square, 20-plus restaurants and shops. Come check them out on a day off from skiing. We are chatting with Frank Pilkington about What's in a Name, his book that he wrote about ski trail names.
Yes.
That is really very interesting. Tell me about one of your favorites.
Oh, gosh. There's so many. I suppose Sterling Way is a fun one that people are interested in because it's an unusual name. And he was an engineer for the Denver Railroad that went to California. And his train that he rode was over the Rollins Pass before the tunnel, about 1906. And there was an avalanche at the front of the train, and then there was avalanche behind the train. So there were like 60 stranded passengers. And being the engineer of the train, he thought, I better go get help. So he took the fireman's shovel and he used it as a sled. And he held the handle between his legs and he slid down the snow to get help. And as the legend goes, he was bouncing off of rocks to the left and the right, and he burned a hole in his pants because he was going so fast. And the railroad workers just loved telling that story over and over to tease him for the extra effort that he did to get help.
So there's a run named after Sterling.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Winter Park has a lot of firsts in its history.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you're learning, because you're doing some research on firsts.
Yeah, there's so many of them. The T-bar was actually invented here at Winter Park. The newspaper in 1939 shows a picture of a J-bar running up as the first lift. And that's about January the 10th. But by January 28th, when it officially opened, the picture is a T. And what happened is there was a long line at the lift, and George Cramner looked at that and he said, why don't we make that J go on both sides of the pole? So he got his own personal wine barrel from his stock, and they took the staves apart, and Dick Mulligan drilled holes through the center of each wooden slat. They bolted it onto the pole, and they had an automatic T-bar, which was really fascinating. That there was another man in Denver named Comstam who was inventing a T-bar almost simultaneously. So there was a lawsuit for infringement on Cramner's idea, and to avoid the lawsuit, George Cramner bought one of the Comstam T-bars and put it on the practice hill the very next year in 1940. So,
and for people who aren't familiar with it, a T-bar is...
Oh, that's a lift that pulls two skiers up simultaneously with a pole in the middle and a T that comes back behind your rear end to pull you up. It was a challenge to ride T-bars because if a big skier got on with a little short skier, it's quite a balancing act. There's many stories of skiers falling, rolling downhill like a snowball. They're fascinating lifts. I can remember using them myself, and it kept your legs warm because you're never sitting on a chair. When you're actually being pulled up, your quadriceps stay hot and warm, and you build up good muscles that way. It's not leisurely skiing.
At Winter Park, how long was the T-bar? Because it was in where the Zephyr is now. Yeah,
it went approximately from the base of the Zephyr up to mid-mountain level. That one was called the Hughes T-bar. Later, it was improved to the Swiss T-bar called the Comet at the base. And then there was a Meteor T-bar from the mid-mountain up to the top.
And those names still exist as lifts, Comet and Meteor. That's very interesting.
They're little lifts over in Sorensen Park today.
And so there aren't very many T-bars that still exist.
Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe there are in small places.
I was on one a couple weeks ago in Crested Butte. First time I was on a T-bar, takes you up pretty high, and it was very interesting. That balance thing is huge, just to be like, okay, make sure the next person is the same as me. So
that's right.
That's really cool. We're going to take a quick break. But I want to learn more about firsts and more about some of your favorite runs stories at Winter Park. So stay tuned. We'll be back with Frank.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Sarah with Good Morning Winter Park. Today I'm at Winter Park Resort with Bob Barnes, Ski and Ride School Director. Hi, Bob.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Really good.
Thanks for letting us step out. So a lot of people come to the resort and they don't know how to ski or they don't know proper techniques. I was hoping you could show us a couple.
Yeah, I have a bunch of great tips that really help people ski well, so it's really easy to ski and they can go where they want, when they want, the speed they want to go.
Perfect. Let's go do this.
Let's get her done.
Okay.
Here's a really great tip to help you carve better. So when you're on the groomers and you want your skis to do the turning for you, what we're going to do is we're going to go backwards again, and we're going to do railroad tracks in the snow. And it's going to make you stand in a way and move in a way that you can really edge your skis and carve easily down the slope.
So make sure you stop by Winter Park Resort and swing in and get a lesson from the Winter Park Resort Ski and Ride School. Thanks again for watching Grand County's Morning Show. I'm Sarah, and I will see you out and about.